I think it's Murphy's Law that says that whatever can go wrong will go wrong. My corollary to that is basically that there's things that you even couldn't possibly even conceive that could possibly go wrong, and those will go wrong, and pretty often. So basically, I was trying to start the day. I've done 6 hours of work. It's just after, I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and so I've been doing, I guess we could call it accounts and ledger books. Like I keep an account of everything that I'm doing. I review continuously what I was doing because I work from different, like 5 different workstations, mostly 4, but so I switch, and to not lose operational continuity when I change station, I recall and retrieve and review retroactive, do like a little retrospective of what I was just thinking about and working on. I write that down, then I go to the next thing. Take index cards. So when I reach like a point of saturation, I have a really like important idea, something to search for in my archives or on the web, whatever research. A concept could just be something that I have to do, a task. So that goes on the card. Those get all archived at the end of the day. But so like I bring the card to the other station because it's little reminders. You got to send notes to yourself. I email myself content from documents from one computer to the other because the other has the printer. I go to the other computer, print out the stuff, take it to the kitchen, my sort of office, I guess. And I read the stuff, take notes, write index cards, bring that to the other computer. So it could seem dizzying and like insane, like pathologically like obsessive and compulsive, but it's just how I work. Because like in the studio, when I was working in the studio in school, I did my degree in computer assisted sound design. That's what you would do. Like you'd write notes you'd even write notes on a piece of masking tape on the console, because like you have to know what edits you had to make at what time and which piece. Like, so you wrote notes, and like the whole thing about operational continuity is like I was reading like interruption science, and I could refute basically most of the points that they seem to make about what they call multitasking. I mean, task switching is normal. Like when you're in the studio, it's normal to you switch from mic placement to working at the console to opening up the DAW or whatever. Then you go and you gotta give instructions to a musician. You gotta set up something with print out something, like take notes, whatever. Go right in the archives, change completely, like recording. We used to have to do it with the 2-inch tapes, like so. But you don't lose the flow. You could be like 10 hours in there, like you'd work crazy hours, and you don't lose the flow. You take cigarette breaks or whatever. You don't go for coffee, have breakfast, come back. And that's how it works. So when people talk about deep work, I know a lot of software developers use that term, and that's great because I do deep work. I do like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, sometimes a little less. Other times, if I have activities outside of the house, and I take walks. I have time. Right now I'm at the cemetery. I'm going to pray and meditate. I just wanted to get this off my chest first, and like it works. The interruption science says that it takes 23 minutes to come back after an interruption, in which they're talking about involuntary distractions. They don't make the distinction. I'm talking about like it's an operational, it's an intentional operational. You can call it a switch or whatever, but to me it's all the same concept, the same method, the same rule-based, like project-based system that I have by interdisciplinary art research practice. It's non-linear, and I switch tasks every 15 minutes because it's my switchboard method, and it works. I do more work, I think, in one day that a lot of people do in like a week or a month. Like I work on 100 different projects. I produce hundreds of pages of documents. AI has only made that go through the stratosphere, and like anyways, that's just, I want to take a note on that. Like operational continuity is important. I think it's important to have discontinuities. Like taking a walk really is to decompress and oxygenate the brain, do some exercise. You sort of like, you let go of a lot of weight and your cognitive load, like it's offloading in a different way. Like offloading I do through the ref cards and the index cards, I call them ref cards, and through the note taking and the sending documents, printing documents. It's all like offloading the cognitive load onto paper, onto the computer, whatever, the workstation. I mean, I'm a workspace theorist. Like it's all based around the workspace. It's a 3-4 dimensional mathematical object, and I study it, and it's actual scientific study. Although I don't have the mathematical background, I use all the same concepts. I just don't have the equations yet because I'm still learning. It's taken 30 years to get here, and it's going to take another 30 more. I'm pretty happy. I think there's greatness in that, and the greatness I was reading has to do with character and contribution, not about what you accomplish in life. So I'm building character. Like I'm in a really good place right now, and the contribution is that I wanted to just share all this with the world, and I will. That's what it's all about.